Okay, I had to refilm this a few times because I was filming this with my battery was dying. I was like, let me just slow down. Okay, before you watch this, please watch my numerology playlist where I talk about numbers. Because if you don't understand that, you won't understand this. Read all the articles that come with in my description box. Read those too. Because I do not want y'all asking me questions that I've already been working on. That's going to aggravate me. I love y'all, but y'all know how I am. I'm a Virgo moon and I cannot help it. So, I hope y'all are doing well though. So, running down these numbers. So, 0 through 9. I want to just show y'all two things, okay? I just want y'all to get a quick glimpse of how I do my process. I have to rewrite stuff, but I just want to give y'all a process of how I do numbers. So let's start here. And I want to just reference this real quick. I already have a grid of numbers that we're going to be working on. So yeah. So we're going to, hopefully y'all should know this by the article that I wrote. But anyway, so let's say a number that you have is like, you want to know about what 222 means to you. Remember how I've said in the 222 video and all the other videos, you count, you know, that 2 represents the moon and Cancer energy, right? So let's reduce 222. So as you know, 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. And we know with 6 represents Venus, Taurus, and Libra energy. So when I see this in somebody's chart and I have a service based on this. So if you want to book with me, link will be in the description on where to book. But when we get to this number right here, right, which is 6, and you want to know about, of course, this 2 energy, I check 2 places. I check where your moon is. I check where your Venus is. I check where Taurus is in your house. And I check where Libra is in your house. And for extra context, I may even check the 2nd house. And I'll check the 6th house. So, why do I do this? Let's start easy. The 2nd house and the 6th house have 2 and 6. Simple. Venus is because of this. 6 is a Venus number. So, I'll check your Venus. So, in this example chart, right? And I'm sorry if it's not in view. But Taurus Venus, not Taurus Venus, Capricorn Venus is the Venus in this example chart. Let's say that is your chart. So I'll be like, okay, their Capricorn Venus is trying to tell them something. Then I check the moon sign because of the root number being 2. And let's say, in your chart, you check the moon, and in this example chart, it's a Leo moon. So Leo would be a factor in trying to tell you something, right? So these are representations of 2 and 6 energies in your chart. Now, why do I factor in Taurus and Libra? Let's pull up an example. So you see how Taurus is in the 11th house. So in this example chart. And then Libra is in the 4th house. So that means also these 2 are trying to tell me something about your chart. So when I factor this in, like I said, or not even like I said, before I deleted it, this is all advanced stuff, okay? If you don't understand astrology, you don't understand numerology, this will be difficult for you. So I'm just showing y'all this process of how I do it. This is advanced. Maybe if you watch more videos, you'll be able to catch on and understand it. I don't want to make this too long because I'm not going to teach you about signs and what they mean. That will come in time when I create more stuff. This is just for people who want something to kind of help them understand number sequences. So the reason why I factor in these 2 houses is because Venus is always going to rule over Venus and Taurus regardless of where it sits in the chart, even if it's not in its domicile, which is Libra or Taurus. Because of that, you see how Libra is quote unquote empty. It's not empty, and it means, or because it's empty, that does not mean inactive. And I'm going to say that again. An empty house does not mean inactive. It only just means that the house's energy resides in the 4th house. So the energy of Libra will take over your 4th house, empty or not. Your chart is active. Gemini 12th house. This part of the house is still active with Gemini energy and the rulership of Mercury. So this Sag 6th house plays a role in the 12th house. Period. So like I said, I'll factor in all of this and I'll use it to tell a story. So I'll factor in how Venus is aspected. So Venus is aspected by these planets. I'll factor in the 2nd house, and the 2nd house happens to have the moon there. And then I'll factor in the 6th house, which has a lot to do with the sun and the Mercury and how it's aspected. And so I use my astrologer valedictorian skills to put together why. This is why people book with me rather than doing it themselves. If you feel like you can't do this for some reason, or you feel like it's going to take too long, just book with me. Taisoleil is where all the booking will be happening and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really how I do this for the natal chart. Now we're going to be moving on to the next part. Now, this is for the people who are into Grabovoi, numbers, whatever. So I did this in my last video, but this is basically what I did. So I said, okay, if you want to create a number sequence, let's say you want to focus on self. So you did number 1. You're focusing on your love life. That's 6, which is the Venusian number. You want a bit of luck in your relationships. That's Pisces, Jupiter energy, and house 7. 777 represents luck. You may want to add that in that number sequence. 2, to kind of, have more intimate connections. And then you want to include 5 with just being able to communicate with others and maybe meet other people. So like, I know somebody's probably going to use this number and just do whatever with it, but this is kind of like your spiritual password to invoke the energy. The reason why you would want to create a sequence like this is kind of like sigil work. How they say when you create a message, you put in a sigil as a symbol of representation for you to help you invoke an energy. You could do the same thing with these numbers, because it'll hit your subconscious. You know why you made it, you know why you did it, without having to think too hard about it. You already know what this number means, and you've created a connection with it. Here's when I was like, telling people you could do 4, because 4 represents, protection, or, not 4 doesn't represent protection, but it kind of creates this kind of like enclosing of energy, like a box. So you could put the 4s on the side and then fill it in with like any numbers you want to fill it up with based on any messages from these numbers. I also said if you want to do representations like invoke some of the planets in your chart, you would do like 1 so let's, based on the example chart, you do 1 representing the sun and then 3 representing Saturn, not Saturn, Sagittarius, and you get a Sagittarius sun energy. So like that would be 13, and you can kind of add that in your number sequences if you want to. 6 and 8. 6 represent Venus, 8 represents Capricorn. This would be Venus in Capricorn based on the example chart. So it's like you can do stuff like that as well to kind of bring about certain energies in your chart. Now with the Grabovoi, I don't know how to pronounce it. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I said before, you can create these number sequences yourself. I don't really understand why y'all feel the need, and I'm not even gonna say y'all because that's really judgmental. I never really understood why y'all would rely on numbers y'all don't even know where it came from. Because really, those numbers that people be posting YouTube videos about are literally based on what they got from a website, based on whatever somebody posted. So you don't know what anybody programmed into that stuff. So that's why I say create your own number sequences. I'll create a booking service about it. And like I said, I'll be posting this TikTok tomorrow, so it'll lead y'all here. But I'll create a booking service so y'all can come check out, you know, if y'all want any number recommendations or how to help, or if you want me to create a program, quote unquote, for you, we can go from there. But that's really how I do that. I also wanted to kind of mention with this as well, because again, I went through this video a couple times trying to make sure I'm as clear as possible, because I know this probably is confusing for some people. So skip over this because I'm going to have to redo the example anyway. So even if you wanted to do like a full chart, like something real wild, let's say, so you see this example chart is like Cancer first house, Leo second house, etc., right? So what we would do is you'll do the first house being Cancer, second house, third house, fourth house, for example. If you want to kind of like link energies together, you would do the first house is set 2 ruled because it's Cancer energy. The second house is 1 ruled because it's Leo energy. The third house is 5 ruled because it's Mercury energy. And then the fourth house is Libra ruled, which is 6 energy. So you can kind of combine these energies and make your own number sequence. It can look however pattern you want to. Just have fun with it. I think on my Instagram, I'll show y'all like how I would make a number sequence or a matrix for this chart. So if y'all want to call it, we could call this matrixing, since the matrix came back out and that came out for a reason. We're going to get into that. But I hope this helped y'all with understanding. Like I said, if you don't get it, please watch my YouTube videos, the playlist, my numerology playlist. This may help you. I'll be going down the line with the sequences. Just please make sure y'all watch those videos and really gain a nice solid context, because I really think that'll help y'all with y'all's journey a lot better. And I also wanted to make this short and sweet because it's not really a lot to it. If you already know the basics based on what I've been teaching, you'll pretty much be fine. Bye, y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video this week.